There's some sacrifice, obviously. Just a second. Some sack on h3 or something. By the way, rook f2 also looks good. Rook f2, queen f2, rook h3, g takes, queen f2. Okay, that's not winning. Rook g2, rook g2. How on earth is that winning? Rook h3, rook h2, it's just losing. Rook g2, rook g2, rook h3, rook h2. Yep, the rook on e1 is defended. Doesn't work, unfortunately. So the bishop on b7 and knight on d7, I don't think they can join the game. Something like... knight f8, knight g6. Come on, come on. Yeah, this is too slow. But maybe the idea is that white is paralyzed. Does white really want to take the rook? We have a bishop on b7. So probably he would want to include something like d5 and then only take on f3. Because he's not threatening g takes, he is not threatening with bishop f3. So maybe we can use it. Wait, why don't we calculate rook takes on h3 right away? Rook h3, g takes, rook h3, king g2. Rook h2 check, king f1. I think we need to deliver the check on the f file. Just a second. So what I'm calculating right now, takes, rook h3, king g2, check, here. Ah, that's it, right? Queen h3, queen g2 is gonna be queen f5. King e2, rook g2, rook g2, queen f3, check, we just take it, and we draw a couple of more arrows to make it look like a Christmas tree. So takes, king g2, rook h2 check, king f1, queen h3, rook g2 probably is the move, but then we give a check, rook h1, and after king f2 we still play queen f5 check, king g3, rook h3. That's it. I think I got it. I think so. Just a sec, let me double check it. Rook h3, g takes, rook h3, king g2, rook h2 check, king f1, queen h3 check. Queen g2 loses by 4, so it must be rook g2. Rook h1 check, king f2, queen f5 check, king e2, queen f3 check, king d... Wait, but is that a win even? No, just a second, that's not a win. That doesn't look like a win to me. I'm trying to figure out where's the mistake. So, trade, rook h3, king g2, all of that looks very natural. Very natural. Maybe I need to include at some point knight e5, knight c5, I mean, I don't know. So, let's say trade, rook h3, king g2. Do I have to include rook h2? That's a very good question. Very good question, but I guess I have to. So check here. So I give a check on h3. Rook g2. Queen f5 is going to be king g1. That's no good. So rook h1. King f2. So what I'm missing here? Queen h4 check maybe? King e2, no good. So it must be queen f5 check, king e2. Queen f3 check, king goes here, queen takes, bishop e2. That's not a win, guys and girls. That's not a win. Hello, Bonado. Rook g2 is rook g2, unfortunately, and rook h3 is rook h2. That doesn't work. I already checked it. What about rook g3 instead of rook h2? That is a very interesting idea. Thank you, Nubinub. I'll think about it. So, takes, king g2, rook g3, king f1, rook g3, king f1. Yeah, that wins actually. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's nicely spotted actually. So that is the same line. So takes, check here, rook g3, king f2 is gonna be queen h2. So after takes, check here, rook g3, king f1, queen h3. King e2 is queen h2, king f2 is queen h2, queen g2 we go back to the... We go back to what exactly again? Just a second, it's not the same. No, it's not the same. Queen h3 check, queen g2. Yeah, I just noticed that after queen f5 check, there is queen f2. Now, I don't think it works. We're missing something. After g takes... I'm missing something here. You mean go back, rook f3? Rook h3, g takes, rook h3, king g2. And then go rook f3. Now that is a very interesting move. Bishop f3, e takes. King f1, queen h3. Oh, wait a second. I think we are onto something here. Rook h3, g takes, rook f2 is just queen f2. Unfortunately... No. I think we are onto something here. Now, this is very tricky. This is very tricky. Yep. So, take, rook h3, and now go back. Now, how do you like this one? So we are threatening with some big mate ideas. So he has to take. I mean, there's a queen h3 check, right? So he has to take it, and he takes it, and then we give a check on h3. King f2 loses the queen, so he plays rook g2. We take it. And then after king f2, it's gonna be a g1 check, rook g1, queen h2, win the queen! Wow. That's a nice one, I think I got it. So again, very lovely. I mean, even if this is wrong, I like it. So, rook h3, g takes, rook h3, king g2, we go back, rook f3. So the threat is to include the bishop on b7 into game, so he has to take with a bishop. He has to. Yeah, that is very elegant. Somebody said to me in the chat, yeah, otherwise I would take something like 10 minutes to even to spot it. Yeah, and he takes it. I take with a pawn, king f1, queen h3 check. The only move is rook g2. I take with a pawn, obviously. So king g1 doesn't matter, king f2 doesn't matter. After king f2, we play g1 queen. And if king g1, queen h1, queen h2, we grab the queen on c2. Wow, this is nice. I'll remember this one. Yep. think so. I think so. I think so. We got it. So let's go. I hope I'm not wrong. So queen h2 immediately is gonna be here. So this is why we take with the rook. Now I wanted to make work both rook h2, rook g3. They don't work, and now it's rook f3. Very difficult move. So rook goes, check, check, and a mate. Rook goes, that's a mate. If he does nothing, I just mate. So he has to take, king f1, check. Rook g2, take. There might be king e2. But even here, I can give a check and play queen h2. Nice, nice. I would like to show this slightly more, because there are some very nice traps. So I wanted to first make this one work. Check, here, queen h3, rook g2, and yeah, so after queen g2, now this wins. Queen g2, queen f5 check, king e2, trade. I saw this. Yeah, so this wins. But the problem is, he plays here. And now after the check, here. Oh, wait, sorry. It's king f2, of course. Check, here. Check, here. Here, here. Now, maybe this is winning. Well, yeah, it's two extra pawns, right? It's 2 extra pawns, but it's still not a win. Yeah, you just take on e1 and take on g5. Yeah, what I didn't calculate here is the number of pawns in the position. So then somebody said in the chat there's rook g3 as well, and I was paying attention to this one as well. But unfortunately now rook g2, queen h1 wins. But queen g2, queen f5, the difference is he plays queen f2. Now that is a big difference, because with the rook on h2 there would be no queen f2. Queen f2 and white is simply ahead. Yeah, so rook f3 is the big move here, and the big idea is revealed here. After rook g2, trade, king goes here, and very lovely check. So that is, I think that is the only, maybe there's queen h4 check, which also wins. And rook g1 is gonna win the queen, and king g1, check, here, we take it. Nice.